All right, you've been there, staring at a blank screen, the cursor just blinking, and you have to write a massive policy memo. You're just wishing a team of geniuses would magically appear and do it for you. Well, today, we're doing the next best thing. We're going to learn how to conduct an entire orchestra of AIs to do the heavy lifting and hopefully not lose our minds doing it. The policy memo. It's such a monster of a task, right? You've got all this research, tons of data, super specific formatting rules, and a deadline that's probably just looming. It feels like you need to be an expert in 10 different things at once. So I know what you're thinking. I'll just throw the assignment at my favorite AI chatbot and call it a day. But hold on, that is a huge mistake. That's like asking a single violinist to play an entire symphony. It's just not going to cut it. That's right. The secret is not to depend on one single tool. The secret is for you to become the maestro, the conductor of a whole team of specialized AIs, where each one plays its own unique part. You are in charge of this whole operation. So here's our sheet music for today. First, we'll meet our digital musicians. Then we'll figure out how to write that first prompt. We'll watch them duke it out in a solo competition, and then we'll step in for the most important part, the human touch. After that, we call in some specialists, and finally, we prepare for the grand finale. Okay, let's get right into it. The first thing you have to do is assemble your team. Look, not all AIs are built the same. Knowing who's good at what is the real key to getting a masterpiece, instead of, just a jumbled mess of digital noise. Okay, so take a look at this cast of characters. Think of Notebook LM as your hyper-organized librarian. DeepSeek? Well, DeepSeek is that eager intern who's great at organizing your prompt, but is just awful at actual research. Then you have Perplexity and ChatGPT. They're your star violinists constantly trying to one-up each other. Gemini is your slow, methodical, but incredibly thorough fact-checker. And Claude is your artsy friend who makes gorgeous charts, but might just, make up the data if you're not looking. Your job is to manage these weirdos. So, before a single note gets played, the conductor has to have the music ready. For us, that means getting all our sources organized and writing one perfect master prompt for our orchestra to follow. And this part is absolutely crucial. Remember the golden rule: garbage in, garbage out. So step one, you're going to gather everything, your notes, readings, slides, and dump it all into your librarian, Notebook LM. Step two, hand all the style guides and examples to your intern, DeepSeek, so it knows the rules. Then step three, get DeepSeek to combine it all into one perfectly engineered master prompt. Just don't ask it to find new sources. All right, now for the really fun part. We're going to make our two star players compete. It's time for a duel to see who can give us the best performance. So here's the move. You take that beautiful master prompt we just built, and you give the exact same instruction to both Perplexity and the agent function in ChatGPT 5. You let them go at the same time. It's basically a creative cage match. And this is exactly why we do it. Perplexity, especially with its academic mode on, is probably going to give you something really structured, full of sources. ChatGPT's agent, on the other hand, might come back with something a bit more creative, maybe synthesized in a different way. You end up with two totally distinct drafts, which gives you so much more to play with. Okay, big, giant, flashing red warning sign here. These AIs will lie to you. They'll lie with a straight face and incredible confidence. They hallucinate. They invent facts, studies, even laws, like this totally fake Lunar Governance Act, which says the moon's main export is cheese. Yeah, an AI can just make that up. Your most important job? Find the lunar cheese. Never, ever trust anything without checking it yourself. And that brings us to the most critical part of this whole process. The AIs have done their thing, they've played their solos. Now it's time for the human conductor to step up to the podium. I'm dead serious. Everything we've done up to this point has just been generating raw materials. The real thinking, the actual writing, the ethical responsibility, all of that starts right now. This is where you actually earn your grade. Don't get it twisted. Your job here is absolutely essential. You have to be the detective, hunting down all that lunar cheese. You have to be the editor, cherry-picking the best sentences from both drafts and weaving them together. You are the fact-checker, verifying every single source. Then you become the writer. You rewrite it all in your own voice with your own insights. And you do all of this in a Word doc with track changes turned on, so you can prove exactly what you did. Okay, your draft is starting to look like a real memo, but we're not done yet. Now it's time to bring in the specialist from the back of the orchestra for some fine-tuning. So first, you're going to send your draft over to Google's Gemini. Think of Gemini as your super-powered research assistant. It'll do a deep dive for real sources. But be patient. A really good, thorough job can take it 20, maybe even 30 minutes. Seriously, go make a coffee. This is not a sprint. Now, while Gemini is off digging through the digital archives, you can put your visual artist, Claude, to work. Claude is amazing at turning your text into a beautiful table or a diagram. But, and this is a big but, do not, under any circumstances, ask it to find academic sources. It will invent them with the flair of a true artist. And boom, here's the kind of thing Claude can whip up for you. You can just feed it your policy options and data, and it'll spit out a clean, professional-looking table like this. It's an awesome way to make complex info super clear, and it saves you a ton of time on formatting. All right, we are approaching the finale. You've got your merged draft, your verified sources from Gemini, your beautiful table from Claude. It's time to put it all together for the final performance. So, first step, integrate those new real sources and that slick table into your Word doc. Then, for one final check, this is kind of a pro move, you can send the draft to other AIs like Grok or Lachette for a last-minute peer review on its consistency. And finally, the most critical part, submit that Word file with track changes still turned on. It's your receipt. It's your proof of work. It shows the whole journey. And there you have it. You've successfully conducted an entire AI orchestra to create a policy memo. It's a powerful, complicated, and yet a slightly chaotic process. But it requires you, the human conductor, to be more on top of your game than ever before. So what do you think? Is this actually the future of writing? Or are we just getting really, really good at managing a beautifully organized circus?